So I had a panic attack last night about not being ready to flee the country if I need to. So to deal with my anxiety about that, I'm going to redo my go bag, which I sort of designed originally for whatever I could think of that might be useful in a collapse scenario or if I had to walk somewhere for a very long time. But I think now that it's more likely that I will flee the country by plane. So I'm going to redo my bag, but I'm going to first show you what I originally put in it after a lot of time spent on dark and weird corners of the internet. For the love of God, if you have not already gotten a go bag together, please do. And hopefully, this will help you figure that out. So, you want to think of your go bag in terms of what is the disaster that you are most likely to face. So, for this one, think about in terms of shelter, food, water, hygiene. So, for shelter, I have a mylar tent. So it looks like this, and it's got like a triangle sort of construction to it, and then it's got rope. This is lightweight, and I also have mylar sleeping bags and a bunch of emergency blankets that are mylar as well. These are cheap, they're lightweight, and they are super useful. And if someone goes into shock, you want to wrap them in one of this, okay? In terms of hygiene, wet wipes for wiping your butt and your hands. Speaking of butt, we've got a shovel and toilet paper. I also have hand sanitizer. Heat warmers for your hands too. And for other hygiene issues, I've got masks. And for water, I have 2 life straws just in case I'm around somebody who needs help with one. You stick this into water, it can be any kind of water, and suck on it, and then it purifies it. Super lightweight, cheap, easy. Get these for your bag, okay? I also have water purification tablets, and I have a little bottle of water here. For first aid, look at my little pack, it's so cute. I also have sterile bandages, tape, more mylar blankets. Everybody gets a mylar blanket. You get a mylar blanket. Oh, you get a mylar blanket. I also have triangular bandages. So triangular bandages are super good to have in your pack because you can use them for slings, for holding sterile bandages onto somebody. These are super useful. I also have blister relief stuff because I thought I would be walking long distances in some scenarios in my brain, but I probably will get rid of those when I'm preparing for the plane version of this. I also have gloves because it's going to be really important to stay safe if you are administering first aid to somebody. I also have sunscreen, more sunscreen, chapstick, um, and for food, I have granola bars and this pack of emergency rations. They are super heavy, which is a downside, but they have very high calorie count, and it's pretty old, so I should get. Oh, it's 921. Okay. I also have clean undies. I can't imagine being in a disaster and having dirty undies to boot. That just sounds horrendous. So these go in. You should also have a change of clothing, which I do not, so I won't get on that. I have fire starting stuff. I have easy fire starter. I have a lighter and flint. And because in my mind I was walking long distance and sleeping outside. So desiccant package is super good to have desiccant to keep things dry, right? You want to keep things dry in an emergency. I also have general like tools. So this is a Swiss Army knife. As you can see, it has a Phillips screwdriver attached. These are good to get. They're not too expensive. Um, Toothbrush, toothpaste, you can get this easy peasy at the Dollar Tree. For food, I've got a little bit of candy and some like fruit wraps and stuff, salt and pepper. So it's really important to keep up morale in an emergency situation. When I was first reading about what people were saying to put in, everybody said to put in chocolate, and I was like, that's not necessary for survival. And then I lived through lockdown, and I all I wanted to do was eat ice cream and try not to cry. So yeah, it is important, and you should put something sweet in your bag. So in terms of food, I have a little pot that is a cooking pot. It expands like that. Little tiny soup bowl and little spoon. 2 sponges for cleaning. Flat silverware. If you've got backpacking gear already, you're already halfway there. Another little pot, super lightweight. Nice. And then I store stuff inside of there for when I'm storing it in my bag. Hand crank radio, please, please, please get one so that you can be tuned into emergency broadcasts. The grid is likely to go down, the cell phone towers will go down, and so you need to be able to do that to listen in. It also doubles as a flashlight, which is really useful. And then I've got glasses. Okay, need to see. Whistles are really nice to have in there because if you're in a situation where you need help, your voice, if you're screaming for help, is going to give out fairly quickly. So this can extend you being able to call for help. And I also have a solar pack battery charger that also has a flashlight. So you can sit this out in the sun and then charge stuff with it. Oh, it has a little compass on back. That's nice. And then in my disaster scenario, I also included little packets of alcohol because in a scenario where currency is useless, you will need to be able to barter with something, and everybody's going to want to not be super sober during this. So that would be really helpful for bargaining. I will probably not put these in here when I am going by plane. A little bar of soap for hygiene. So hygiene period products, I included condoms in there. Condoms are actually super useful as a survival tool, not just for the obvious reasons, but because they can expand and they're very hardy as carrying. So you can carry water in them, which is really nice. And then handkerchiefs, really nice, really useful, and they're lightweight and cheap to get. And then I have a little stove. So this can be, you can use like little butane, no, not butane, little packets that you set on fire in there. I don't know what they're called. And then you can also use, in this particular version, you can use like twigs and leaves and stuff. So that it's a twofer, and I really liked that. And it's lightweight. Um, Tourniquet, bandages to wrap around. A glow stick. Everybody says to have these, so I put it in there. I don't really know if they're that useful, but who knows? Who knows? You know, let's just try to survive whatever we got. Most important, passport, birth certificate, social security card. They are in a plastic bag, a plastic Ziploc. Please put everything papery in a plastic Ziploc, okay? We're keeping things dry. We're keeping things intact. We've got some writing utensils, pens, and a Sharpie. I need to include a piece of pad or paper or something. And then I have plastic bags for trash or poop or whatever needs to go into them. I've got masks. And lastly, I have heirloom seeds. I am a terrible gardener, so I will probably give these to someone who would find them useful. Tarp. We're sleeping, we're staying dry, we're covering stuff from the rain. And this last thing my friend gave me, survivalists love this. I don't actually know what it's called, but it's like a rope. It's like braided rope, and it expands really far. So that's good if you know how to use rope for things. Try to prepare for anything. So that is how my bag is currently created. But I'm going to redo it in the future. So follow me for that video and enjoy the end times that we're in.